Today we are going to look at this knife, and I'm going to have this knife maker take a look at it and give his opinion on it, and we're going to put it through its paces, so stick around. I was in Walmart just the other day, and I was in the camping section checking stuff out, and I saw this on an end cap display. This is by Camillus. And this is called the Inject fixed blade, and it was $19.95, and I was so intrigued by it that I had to pick it up. And what I want to do is I want to show this thing to you. We're going to look at it together. I've kind of looked at it a little bit, so I'm familiar with it, but once we kind of give our opinions on it, talk about it a little bit, then we'll do a little wood processing and just kind of play with it. So there it is.
First thing I notice is the cord cutter here.
Yeah.
Which, that's handy.
Yeah.
Plus you can't hurt yourself on it.
No, it's in there pretty...
So it's safe for Keith.
Right.
Keith is our friend that bleeds every time we go camping.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that. There's a little V-rod for sharpening.
Yeah, little ceramic rods in there. What's
that?
Injected, molded, I think.
Yeah, it's not Kydex, but it's like some sort of hard plastic.
Yeah.
With a nylon loop in the back for your belt. Generous, that's probably 2.5 inches.
Yeah,
so I can get it on my big belt. Good secure snap. Oh, that's in there pretty good.
Yeah, it's not coming out.
Oh, yes. That's a good blade shape.
So when you
get your thumb on there for skinning?
Yeah, when you see this in the packaging at the store, the knife is outside the sheath in the bubble pack. So you can actually see the blade shape, and that's why it caught my eye, because I was looking at things like, that looks like a skinning blade. It's got a nice deep belly.
It does.
It's over 4 inches at least on the blade. I'll put specs down as I'm looking them up below, but it's, you know,
I'd say 4.5, maybe even 5.
To the choil, yeah.
Yeah. A nice little fingered choil. You can get really up on there for close work.
Yeah.
It comes fairly sharp.
Yeah. Is it shaven?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not like a razor, but it's sharp enough for camp use, that's for sure.
So it could definitely use a touch-up.
What do we got here? We got these little buttons on the side.
Yeah, so this is the interesting part. There are hidden tools within the handle. So there's one, and that has like different wrenches and stuff on it.
It ejects like some James Bond stuff going on there.
It pops right out.
That is neat.
Yeah, and I'll do some close-up shots so you guys can see all this stuff, but it's pretty ingenious how they got them in there.
Yeah, and it looks like it still has a full tang.
Right, it goes all the way to the end.
Yeah. And little screws that look like you could probably take the handle off and make your own, or do a pear wrap or something.
Sure.
I noticed that there's like a indented picture of the tool that's inside, so you know which side to put it back in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So you know which one you're going for.
That is really handy. It's pointy enough to do pokey things. It's got a good belly for skinning, scraping. The back edge is not quite I mean, it's pretty close to 90, but I don't know if it's sharp enough to use a ferro rod. But
do you have a ferro rod on you?
I do have a ferro rod.
I knew you would.
Z always got the ferro rod. Now this is a brand spanking new ferro rod, so I'm gonna have to scrape it a little bit. I'll be darned.
It's throwing sparks.
I've still got the coating on here, but yeah, it's throwing sparks.
Holy cow, look at that.
Huh. Well, that's a nice knife. Yeah, it doesn't really say what type of steel it is. But
the packaging, I can't remember exactly, but it was some type of stainless, and I'll have to look it up, and I'll put a caption down below. But I thought it was a 440.
Probably 440 or 420 HC.
Right.
One of those.
Yep. It was something that I recognized.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah. Let me try it. Thank you. Have it. So my thing is with knives, and I mean, and lately I've been doing a lot of gear videos. There we go.
Wow, yeah, that's throwing some good sparks.
Budget. I've been doing a lot of budget stuff lately because, you know, the economy sucks balls.
Yeah.
And everybody, people really want to have budget options. Not everybody has $150 to go blow on a knife.
Yeah, I know most of my knives, they start off at $150.
Right.
It cost me $110 to make a quality knife.
Oh,
in
okay.
materials.
Right.
So you have to charge, you know, something for your time.
Right.
And a lot of knife makers, they're starting off their knives at $300 and up.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of $600 knives at home just because they're superior quality, made by bladesmiths that are better than me.
Right.
But you don't have to spend that kind of money.
No.
You know, it's not like a lot of cut. Okay. I'm trying to get my thoughts together.
Right.
It's not a contest to see who's got the most expensive gear or who's got the very best gear.
Right.
If it works well enough for you, and it's inexpensive, that's what you want.
Yeah. And you know, since I started doing these kind of budget-friendly videos, like on the Walmart videos and the Amazon videos, I've gotten a lot of good reaction. They're very popular.
Yeah.
People are enjoying them. They're appreciating them because there's a lot of people out in this country who don't make a lot of money. You know, retired folk and you know, kids who are making minimum wage, but they want to get out and want to do stuff. But then it's amazing to me. There's people that will come on these videos and make comments and kind of piss all over.
Yeah, oh, that's not the best you can buy, so it's not any good.
Right, and
that's just not true.
And you know, I mean, I have really expensive gear. I'll buy the best I can afford.
Yes,
but there are times that I want stuff that is affordable that I can throw in a pack, not worry about it.
Yeah.
If I lose this, if it gets stolen out of my vehicle, I am not going to cry about it.
Exactly.
It's not a big deal.
Plus, if you're like us, have multiple packs.
Yeah.
It's hard to put a $300 or $400 item in every one of your kits.
Yep.
And I don't have just one kit that I use for everything. I mean, if you can afford to put together multiple kits for different purposes, then to equip those kits, you can't go with the very, very best unless you're just made out of money.
Right, and not everybody is. So, just your initial impressions of it. What are you thinking of it so far?
I think on the way home, I'm going to run by Walmart and pick up one of those.
I should have got you
for
one.
that kind of money.
I know. I did a video on Walmart knives, and most of them were, they're okay. Some of them were pretty bad. But this one, this is brand new to Walmart. I have not seen this in the stores yet. This is the first time I saw it, and it's just
first time I've seen it.
It stood out to me. It's just like, this looks like a quality knife. Now I have another Camillus overseas knife. I did the review of the Carnivore X.
The bigger one?
It's the big one with the saw teeth on the back. That thing is a beast.
Yeah, and it's inexpensive as well.
It was cheap when I bought it, and it's still going strong. It's a wood processing machine. So say what you will about cheap overseas knives, and I understand that some people don't like giving money to China. I get it. But there's just too many people that need to have budget options, and I'm going to present this stuff when I can. So let's run it through its paces.
Yeah, let's go test it out.
Yeah, and have fun with it. So.
Oh no, I got to trade you.
Okay. And I love the sheath on this thing. That's a lot of knives this cheap have the crappiest sheaths. This thing it's super quality.
It is, and plus it's got the grommet holes to lash it to things, or lash it to the outside of your pack, or
so it's for a bushcraft knife, a survival knife, even I dare I say a combat knife. Could you throw that onto a combat rig? Would you trust it with that? Maybe. Maybe not. For a field knife.
For a field knife, for using for general purposes, yes.
Right.
As a fighting knife,
Yeah.
it's a little bit short.
Yeah.
You want to be able to get in there to the goodies.
Yeah.
Like if you stab me with that, you're just going to get fat. I'm not sure it would make it through my fat layer into my intestines.
Right.
Which is where you want to get.
Gotcha. But
Once you shaved off a couple of, 5 or 6 inches.
Some LBs, take some LBs off. All right. So for bushcraft and survival, we're in agreement that this is probably, from generally holding it and messing with it, it looks pretty good. So let's start playing with it and see what it does.
Yeah, let's break it.
I'm gonna check this out, see if I can get a little bit of shavings. Let's see if we can get this going together here. We just need a little pile. Here we go.
There we go.
I'll be darned. It worked. Yeah, want to touch up your blade a little bit, just put it in there on a solid surface is best. And you want to make sure that it's straight up and down. Follow the blade curve. And it shouldn't take more than a few strokes. Oh yeah. Yeah, that actually works pretty good. Got some hair on there. Yeah, functional.
All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of batoning. So this piece of wood, it's probably a maple. It's nice and hard on this end. It's starting to rot a little bit on this side, but still pretty dense. But this is definitely, once you get down to here, it's very solid and dry and seasoned.
Bang, 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 bang. Like that.
Okay. Thanks for the demonstration.
I'm here to help, man. Dude, you can make kindling with that.
Hey,
It's a good thing we thought of that.
that's a great idea. So, got a little bit of an edge.
Making some curlies.
It's just a light touch.
Yeah.
When you do curlies, you don't have to dig in really deep.
Especially if you want to make the fine curlies.
Yeah, and if the blade is sharp enough, it should just glide on that edge of the wood and draw them down.
And being a bladesmith, I would probably touch it up a little bit
Sure.
from, because nothing from the factory has a superior edge.
Well, if you're a knife guy, it doesn't matter how expensive your knife is. You're going to put your angle on it. You're going to touch it up to what you want it, to what you're comfortable with. But if you're inexperienced and this is your first knife and you're like, I just want a decent knife that I can go out and mess around with, well, here you go.
It really wouldn't take much to put a really fine edge on that either.
No.
Because it comes from the factory with a decent edge.
Yeah. So that's...
Makes some nice fine curls.
Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see if I can do it.
Ooh, so close.
Come on.
That's brand spanking new ferrule. It was the first time using it, so you got to break it in a little bit. Yeah, you could take a jeweler file and square up that edge really nice. I mean, it's pretty close right now, but the finer that angle is, the better it's going to take material off your ferrule rod. It detonated.
Exploded.
There you go.
Little Shirley Temple curls. Thin, super little tight curls. That's what you want, and a lot of them. Cool. The thing about this knife is, of course, what we talked about earlier are these tools that are built in to the handle, and there's just a little push button. You push it down, and it just ejects.
It James Bonds it right into your hand.
Yeah, it does. And it looks like we've got some wrenches. There is a flathead screwdriver on this end right here.
Wire strippers, perhaps?
I'm trying to figure out what these are exactly. The little notches.
I don't know. It looked like it might be wire strippers.
Yeah, maybe. So there's that one. And then, so that matches this side, and that's what goes in there. And you flip it over, and you got another button. Same deal. And this has a little nail puller type thing on the end. And then this is a bottle opener. Or no, wait. Yeah, that's the bottle opener because that's actually smooth. Now this one is sharp.
Can opener.
So that's the can opener. And you got more wrenches built into it.
Man,
Yeah, go ahead.
this may be a groover. It looks like it.
Yeah.
On the edge of a leather piece
Oh, yeah,
to
right.
smooth out the edges.
Right.
Or it may be for cutting small cord.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe some sort of golf tool.
Right.
And see, it indicates there how it goes in and what side it goes in.
Mm-hmm.
That is really handy.
Now I know what someone's going to say right away. Well, if you get dirt down in here, it's not going to work. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that, but I don't drag my tools through the mud. Generally.
Don't get it dirty.
Right. Keep your stuff clean, man. I don't understand why people got to abuse stuff.
If your hand's wrapped around it, how dirty is it going to get?
Oh, we got a problem. Look at the tip.
How'd you do that?
I was beating it.
Oh.
I was hammering it through that way. So there's the first failure right there. The tip is bent out.
Fortunately, I can fix that, but not everybody can.
Right. So that's, I mean, this is why you come out and play with this stuff, but that, you can see that. That's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad about that.
That also indicates that the Rockwell hardness is not really high.
Really?
Because if it was like 58 to 60 that would have snapped instead of bent.
Right.
With a lower Rockwell hardness, you get more flexibility, and it'll bend and stay instead of bending or instead of snapping.
Right. Okay. Well, so we got to fix that.
I will take it to my shop. I'll fix it up for you.
Yeah. But that was, I think that what I was doing is I was had it through here. And I was doing this.
Oh yeah.
And that bent the blade.
That's hard wood.
It is. It's very well seasoned for sure. But a really good quality knife wouldn't do that and shouldn't do that.
Correct.
So this is kind of where these cheaper knives.
But for $20.
But if you know this, so I put it through its test, so you know what it does and can and can't do. So now don't do that.
Don't do that.
Heat up this side first a little bit, just a little bit, and then go to this side. Heat that up just a little bit. We don't want it to change colors. Back on this side a little bit. Okay, now it's almost starting to change color, and a little bit of the edge of the hammer.
Go on top. Oh yeah.
Can you see it?
From what I can see, it looks. Is there? No, I think that's just light reflecting. I think that looks good.
At this point, it's still warm enough that you don't want to lick it, but it's not going to burn you or melt plastic, and it fits right back in there. Get it up on the. Yeah. Not perfect, but really close. I don't want to heat my handle. These little micro torches, I love them for small work like this. Just a little tap. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah. Looks good. All right. So we tested it to failure. We found the weak point, and it is the tip for sure. That a nice little bend in it. But we're going to take it back to Z's shop, and he's going to pound it out and show us how to fix it. But that would be.
I'm going to use my skull.
You use your skull. Definitely, that's something you want to avoid. I was pounding it pretty hard through that seasoned maple, and it bent. So you can see it right there. But, just a little bit. So I don't know. Let's wrap it up. What are the general impressions, Mr. Knife Maker?
For a $20 knife, it's got a high G-whiz factor, and it's a functional tool. As long as you don't abuse it, it's a functional tool.
Right. So if you're not pounding it through crap.
Yeah.
Now, the batoning it seemed to do fine.
Yeah.
I mean, for what little we did. Now, if you start getting into this handle with a baton, you're going to crack that plastic.
I would imagine.
But you would do that with, a knife with a micarta handle. You would crack the micarta, so you're not supposed to do that. But
not my micarta.
Okay. Right. I stand corrected. But yeah, still, I'm still overly pleased with this because of all the budget, sub $20 knives that I've been playing with lately, and I've picked up.
That rate's pretty high.
This rises the top, even though I bent the tip on it, and I think that's just the weakness of the blade. Like you said, it's not, the heat treat is not.
It's not a superior heat treat.
Right. Exactly. And of course, this is done, cheaply and quickly in a factory overseas. So they're not doing it like you would do it for a heat treat.
No. But it's not the best, but it's good enough
Right.
for general use.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely for, camp tasks of just carving, feather sticking, like you said, game processing.
Cutting up your food or
Right.
vegetables or something.
It should be fine. It should do all right. I mean, it's definitely better than a lot of the ones I've seen. So that is the Camillus Inject fixed blade, 1995 at Walmart. I think these just came out very recently because I've never seen them before. I actually went to the Camillus website and I couldn't even find them on their website.
Maybe they're magic.
I don't know. I couldn't find them on their site. I found it on the Walmart site. They have them on the Walmart site, so you can order them there. And there'll be links down below for all this stuff. I'll check Amazon and see if they're on Amazon yet. But if you're looking for a budget knife, this may be something to consider. That's really up to you. If this doesn't bother you, the tip issue. But overall, I'm still happy with it.
Yeah, I'll probably still buy one too.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's fun. It's something different, and having different options is always good. So that's it for today. As always, like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Links down below, affiliate links down below to the Amazon store. Also, the Facebook group link is down below. Check that out. That is over 2,000 members right now. It's a fun group on Facebook. A lot of extra content and information from the viewers are on there as well. Instagram, of course, a lot of photos and little short videos on there. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.
Tell your friends.
Okay, we'll see you guys. That's your best side.
Why? Because it looks just like you?